All right, let's talk about something huge. A feeling that I'm willing to bet hits every single one of us at some point. That nagging question. Why do I feel like my life is just out of my control?
I mean, have you ever really felt that? Like you're just a passenger in your own life, where things are just happening to you, you know? You're strapped into the roller coaster, but you're definitely not the one driving it. It's really disorienting, and honestly, it can be pretty terrifying.
So, if that feeling sounds familiar, listen up, because this is probably the most important thing you'll hear today. You are so not alone in this. This isn't some personal flaw. It's a completely universal human feeling, especially in the crazy world we're all living in right now.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break this all down. We'll start with that internal battleground in our minds. Then we'll shift to the external pressures pushing in on us, and we'll wrap up by talking about how to start reclaiming your own agency. All right, let's dive in.
All right, first up, we're looking inward. Because, a massive piece of this puzzle, this feeling of being in control or not, it really starts right between our ears. Our mindset. It's literally the lens we see the entire world through.
And there's actually a psychology term for this. It's called locus of control. Now, I know that sounds super academic, right? But stick with me, because the idea is actually really simple and incredibly powerful. It all boils down to one question. Where do you think control comes from? Is it inside you, or is it from forces out there in the world?
So check this out. This is where it gets really interesting. Think of it like this. On one side, you've got the internal locus of control. That's the driver mindset. I make things happen. You see your choices, your efforts as the main force shaping your life. Then on the other side, you've got the external locus, the passenger. Things just happen to me. It's all about fate, luck, other people. They're the ones in charge. Now, of course, reality is usually somewhere in the middle. But what's fascinating is that the research is super clear. People who lean more towards that internal driver mindset, they tend to have higher self-esteem, they bounce back from problems faster, and they just generally feel better about their lives. It's a huge mental shift.
But look, let's be real. It's not all just a mindset game. Yeah, our internal world is absolutely crucial, but it would be kind of silly to pretend the outside world doesn't matter. That feeling of being out of control, it is definitely not always just in your head.
I mean, to put it bluntly, we're living in an age of total overwhelm. Think about it. Every single day, we are just bombarded with more information, more choices, more stuff than any human beings in history. Period.
And just look at this list of challenges. I mean, wow. You've got information overload, right? Your phone buzzing, notifications popping. It's impossible to focus. Then there's the paradox of choice, where having a million kinds of toothpaste to choose from somehow makes you feel less free, not more. Don't even get me started on social media comparison, that endless highlight reel making you feel like you're constantly behind. And of course, the big one, economic uncertainty. Any one of these is enough to make you feel shaky, but all of them together, it feels less like a challenge and more like a tidal wave.
And this quote, man, it just nails it. The overflow of information is a new kind of poverty, a poverty of attention. Think about that, a poverty of attention. When your focus is shattered into a million tiny pieces all day long, you have zero mental energy left to actually direct your own life. You just end up reacting all day instead of consciously acting.
Okay, so we've got the battle inside our heads and the pressures from the outside world. I know, it can feel a little bleak, but this is where we turn the corner. This is the good part. It's all about reclaiming your power, not by trying to control every little thing, because that's impossible, but by making a really important shift in where you put your focus.
And here's the key idea. You have to let go of the idea of total control. Just let it go. It's a fantasy. It doesn't exist. You can't control the traffic, you can't control the weather, you can't control what your boss thinks. But what you can do is aim for something much more powerful, meaningful influence. Focusing on the things that are actually, truly within your reach.
So how do you do that? Well, here's a super simple but powerful 3-step model. Step 1, acknowledge. Get brutally honest with yourself. What can't you control? Say it out loud. Write it down. The fact that someone else is in a bad mood, that the project deadline is what it is, just naming it is incredibly freeing. Step 2, differentiate. Now, look at that situation and find the one thing you can influence. This is your circle of influence, right? You can't control the deadline, but you can control how you break down the work. You can't control what they think of you, but you can control being prepared and professional. And finally, step 3, act. This is everything. Don't try to fix the whole world.
Just pick one thing inside that circle and take one small step.
And this really brings it all together. You have to focus on your actions, not the outcomes. Anchor yourself in what you're doing right now. Look, you can't guarantee you'll get the job, right? But you can 100% control how well you prepare for that interview. You can't control the number on the scale tomorrow, but you can control what you decide to eat for your next meal. You can't control if your big idea is a huge success, but you sure can control sitting down and working on it for half an hour today. See? Your actions, that's where your power is. Put your energy there, and that feeling of being in the driver's seat will start to come back.
So, I'm going to leave you with this one question. This whole thing, it isn't about trying to wrestle the entire world into submission. It's just about finding your little corner of it. So, with all the chaos, all the noise, all the pressure, what is the one single thing that you can control today? Whatever it is, start there.